Okay, hello there, everyone. Well, today is the 22nd of July, Sunday. And this time around, not such a positive tone, I guess. We all have our turn at epic fails, I guess. And yesterday was mine. That led to that. I was working on that battery cable routing from the trunk to the starter motor through the rocker panel. Drilled a hole in the rocker panel, got inside the car, drilled a hole down through here where it goes into the rocker panel. And so I'm going up and down with the car, so I can get inside of it and I can work underneath it. And what I didn't realize was that I had opened this door and, got inside the car and did whatever I did inside the car. And I don't remember how much time went by since that point. But I get over on the other side of the car where the control is for the lift right there. And I start lifting the car so I can work underneath it. And I'm standing there and the car's going up, and before I know it, the bottom of the car's coming up off the lift on my side over there because I had forgotten and left the door open, and the door's getting caught underneath the beam up there. So while I'm lifting the car, the door's getting caught there, and it's twisting the car like this. It's like, uh-oh, that ain't good. Something's wrong here. So I quit right away and lowered the car, and then find out the door won't shut because it bent something on the door hinges, something in the door hinge assembly. And I'm looking around here, and everything here looks normal. There's no bulges, there's no tweaks. This is the hinge pockets right here. There's one, there's the other one. So I took the door panel off. You see that's parked over here right now. All the hardware's in here right now. Everything here looks pretty normal, yet when you go to close the door, the back side of the door is about 2 inches too low over here. So obviously it hits over here on the front, it just doesn't close. And it's not obvious where it's damaged, at least with the door on it isn't. I'm thinking it bent the hinges themselves because I was just looking at this. Which one's the upper one? The upper one obviously took the most brunt. But if you look at this from a kind of parallel type of a perspective, this hinge looks like it's facing down a bit. It's a little hard to determine even looking at it right here. You see this looks like it's going off to the left a little bit where it comes out of the hinge pocket. And I think that's what it is. I'm pretty sure in the history of my son's car, he's got a 57. I told you since he was 14, and he's going to be 50 this year. But in the course of that project, he's on the third body, the third two-door hard top body, because the original body that came with the car had some major damage when he was 14. He couldn't find anybody that was interested in fixing it properly. On his car, the rear fin had been severely turned around 90 degrees, and someone had fixed it mostly with a gallon of Bondo, and everybody that he talked to wasn't that interested in dealing with it on the side. It was too expensive for him to deal with professionally, so he got another body that had floor problems. It's a long story, but anyway, we ended up with a lot of spare parts. The short way to get to the end of that is that we ended up with a bunch of spare parts, which I believe, and he believes, includes some spare hinges. So the very first thing we're going to do is try some other hinges in there, and hopefully that'll solve the problem. It did create a little ding in the top of the door, right back here. There, my finger's on it right now. I don't know if you can see it here because I can't look at the screen right now. There's a ding right there where it went under that plastic pipe that's holding up the visqueen. So, you know, that's an issue that'll have to get taken care of at some point. I was looking up the colors for this car last night, and it was a Blazer. It looks to me like it's 2005, I think. There was 2 years they used what I believe is this color, Supreme Blue, I think it's called, Supreme Blue Metallic, a 2005 Blazer, Chevy Blazer. But anyway, like I say, that was my experience with Epic Fail yesterday. I did get, like I showed you here earlier, I did get the routing established for the positive battery cable. You see here that black, that's actually drain hose that I picked up at Home Depot the other day. It's a 10-foot section like you would use, I guess, on the what is that? Not the disposal. Oh, your dishwasher, like your dishwasher drain would probably use a hunk of that. So what I'm going to do right now, I have this going over the top of the wheel well, and it's a little too short for that. The battery box, I think, is going to sit somewhere right about there. And if I go over the top of the wheel well, which is where I would like to have that hose run, actually, I'm saying hose. It's the raceway for that cable. It's a little short, so I think what I'm going to end up doing is running it down here, right along that edge, that seam, and then coming into the back of the box. I'll obviously fasten it to the floor, but I'm thinking for the purposes of putting the cable inside that hose, it might be better off in that position because it's less of a severe bend if I let it run over the top of the wheel well, and then once the cable's inside of it, then I can route it where I actually want it. You can see here the cover for the old spare tire well is welded in. We got to dress all these welds, but that came out nice. There's a couple little holes on the bottom from where I drilled out the spot welds that still have to be welded up, but it got late the other night when we were doing this. But so I'm going to work on that probably today. I think I can stay out of trouble doing that. But anyway, that's where we're at. Like I said, in my turn with Epic Fail. We all get one. This one I think will work out in the end. I probably should have taken the doors off way up front, but you know, you end up running out of space. You can see this garage has furniture in it from when we emptied out the rental. The place that became a rental. Couch is still there. It's spoken for, but they haven't told me when they're going to come and get it yet. But anyway, and all the boxes, that's more of that stuff we took out. The place gets filled up right away, so taking the doors off is not something you look at as a positive until it becomes obvious that's a good idea. Anyway, so be it. Thanks for watching. See you later.